How do you best clean your cycling kit? Well, without wishing to disappoint those of you still living with your parents, I'm not actually going to explain the finer points of how to use a washing machine in this video. Instead, we're going to focus on looking after what could very well be the most expensive and delicate clothing in your wardrobe. After all, garments that are designed to be light, keep you the right temperature, and keep you dry are probably going to need slightly different care than, say, for example, your favourite sweatpants. So here are some tips from the experts, the people who actually make the clothes that we wear, on how to extend the lifespan of the garment, how to keep it working optimally, and then also making sure that it actually gets clean, doesn't stink, and stays free from nasty bacteria. Good cycling kit care starts as soon as you get back from your ride. Don't leave sweaty, muddy or wet kit to fester in the bottom of your laundry basket. But having said that, it's not very economically sound or indeed environmentally friendly to just wash one full set of cycling kit on its own after every ride. So if you're not going to wash it straight away, do make sure that you at least air it out so that it dries out, or if it's particularly muddy, that you rinse it in cold water in a sink until it comes clean. And that will also actually stop any lighter coloured fabrics from becoming mud stained. So that's a great tip. It's worth noting that you don't actually need a washing machine to thoroughly clean your cycling kit. So if you don't have access to one, perhaps you're on holiday and you're staying in a hotel, you can thoroughly clean your kit in a sink, washing it by hand using just normal shampoo. However, I'm going to guess that the washing machine is where most of us are going to clean our cycling kit. Now, before we actually put anything in there though, there are a couple of things that you need to do. Firstly, close all zips and Velcro closures on your kit. Now, something like that Velcro can play absolute havoc with Lycra when tumbling around in a washing machine. Also, while we're here, make sure that you turn your clothing inside out, and that'll help to protect any logos that have been printed on and keep it looking fresher for longer. Also, don't be tempted to wash your normal clothes with your cycling kit. So something really heavy like a pair of jeans could really shred something like a pair of bib shorts over time. Maybe not in one wash, but certainly on repeated washing, it will reduce the lifespan of your kit. When it comes to your choice of detergent, you want to go for something mild and preferably a powder and not a liquid. Apparently. Then you also want to avoid anything that promises whiter whites or bolder colours, because that will either have to bleach the fabric or leave a residue on there that can actually impair its performance. Likewise, avoid using a softener, because that can damage any delicate membranes or water repellent coating or indeed breathable treatments that might have been added to the fabric. Otherwise, it's simply a case of choosing a lighter, cooler wash, so something like a 30, and then away you go. When it comes to drying your cycling kit, you should drip dry it away from direct heat and not in the tumble dryer. Now, pro cycling teams tumble dry their cycling kit, but then that's because the kit doesn't actually have to last that long. They've got a constant new supply to keep them looking sharp. So I suppose you can tumble dry your cycling kit, but just don't expect to get the full lifespan out of your garments. But actually, I must also say, never ever tumble dry a roadie cap, because the peak will melt, and that is particularly upsetting. Water repellent treatments do wash off over time. So I find that on something like this rain jacket that doesn't actually absorb dirt or crucially sweat, that if I just rinse it in a sink after a ride, then that prolongs the treatment that the fabric's got. But inevitably, you will end up having to reproof it. So you can just simply buy a can of spray-on treatment and that will reproof it back to factory standards. Having said that, once you've bought that, you could always just treat your jacket as normal, stick it in the wash, and then reproof it more often. If there is one item of cycling kit that you need to make sure is particularly clean, it's the chamois or the padded bit of your cycling shorts. Now, as you wear it next to the skin, it is likely to get quite a build-up of bacteria on it. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can lead to boil-like saddle sores if you're particularly slack at cleaning, or to be fair, you are just really unlucky. But to guard against it, make sure that you wash your shorts after every single ride and that you don't sit around for hours when you get back. Make sure you take them straight off, and then also if you're hand washing them, spend quite a bit of time scrubbing the chamois and then rinsing it clean as well. This final tip might not help you look after your cycling kit, but it just might help you look after your relationship with a non-cycling loved one. So if you ride in particularly filthy conditions, and that means you, cyclocross and mountain bikers, spend a little bit of time cleaning out your washing machine before it either grinds to a halt or indeed it starts staining your normal clothes. And check it out. You might also find things like valve extenders in there. Anyway, for more cleaning tips here on GCN, you could do much worse than click up there and you get through to video about Matt showing you how to clean your cycling shoes. Or just down there, I'll take you through a really quick bike wash so you can do the whole thing in less than 5 minutes. Otherwise, before we go to either of those, do make sure you subscribe to GCN. Just click on that box there.